Okay, just a quick bit on sanding. So I've got a nice fresh sanding block. I've just wrapped around a piece of pine with some drawing pins to hold it in place. Nice sharp corners, pre-folded, so they've got there's a nice square corner there should I need one. I like to use a large building block to try and treat it as a panel rather than individual parts in a panel. If you spend too long on one wing rib, you'll end up with funny wing ribs. So I like to use a nice large block, and then I'm sanding at least 3 ribs at a time. In this instance I'm doing 4 at a time. I can actually do 5 in one go, and you know they're all lining up still. I'm trying to get rid of any steps between the leading edge and the ribs. I'm trying to get rid of any proudness on the spars, and like on the end, for example, I don't want a step between the trailing edge and that rib because it will show up in the tissue. So yeah, just be careful, take your time, handle it carefully, support it if you're sanding it in mid-air like that, support it with your fingertips below. So you can sometimes use the building board as a support. I do quite a lot of my sanding in mid-air actually, to be fair, and just go easy. Any bad joints you will discover as you sand, but I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So that's starting to look quite nice. I've got a few areas to deal with. I've got to get a better profile on that trailing edge yet. I get that nice and thin. It's a bit thick there, look. I'm going to get that down to a nice thin edge.
Connect.
So yeah, quite a time consuming process, but it's actually quite therapeutic. Don't rush it. And yeah, crack on. Okay, good. Time for tailplane. So usual sellotape over the joints. So it's 1/16 square for the frame. The wingtips are the tips are the trickiest bits. I'm going to probably just build that out of crude pieces and then I'll shape it afterwards. But then I'll fast forward a lot of this so you can just watch. Okay, let's get on. Okay, so we've got this fin done and the tail plane done. Just need some sanding just to get the shape right, and then we're and that's all the main components done. So we just need to do some assembly, which is going to involve a little bit of thinking. So sounding first, let's get these profiles right. Okay, so that's pretty good to the outline. I just need to add E6 and E5. I haven't done those bits, and the tail fin's looking pretty good. And then, like I said earlier, all the main components are done. I need to start thinking about how I'm going to attach the wings to the fuselage, strut positions and stuff, because there's nothing on the plan really to indicate how to do that. So I need to put some anchor points in for attaching the wings here. I'm going to put some sheet in there, I think, and then something to support the struts on the top. So that needs a bit of thought, and in terms of struts on the wings as well, it doesn't really give any clues. It looks to me like they just want me to just stick it directly on the ribs. I might do a little bit of a doubler on the rib just to give it some support there. So yeah, a little bit of thought and a dry assembly before I start tissue covering. That's always the fun bit. Right, all the main components are done. Wings, tailplane, tail fin, fuselage,